Welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this episode, we're going to talk about Joe and Mac, the Ultimate Caveman Collection, available from Retro-bit Gaming. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions, and if you saw our unboxing, if you've seen any of our videos recently on the multi-carts available from Retro-bit, you know that Joe and Mac, the Ultimate Caveman Edition, is the last of 3 Super NES and Super Famicom cartridges available from Retro-bit. It's a really great collaboration between Retro-bit and Data East to bring really some of the greatest platformers and really underrated platformers back into people's homes today that they can play on actual hardware. Now, if you've checked out too, we've done a couple of live streams with both Joe and Mac and Joe and Mac 2, but one game that many people may not have realized was part of the Joe and Mac universe was Congo's Caper. That actually came out in between Joe and Mac and Joe and Mac 2. There's actually a 2-year difference between Joe and Mac 2, 1 year between Joe and Mac and Congo's Caper. Now, out of the box, Joe and Mac, the Ultimate Caveman Collection, does come with some extra goodies. It comes with 2 buttons that are kind of small, but they're pretty neat. Comes with a decal that shows the Snorosaurus, and it also comes with your full color fold-out manual. Now, one of the things on there is it does show kind of a little bit of an unusual controller configuration in there. That's actually the controller that comes with the Retro-bit Super Retro Trio Plus. So out of all 3 of the games that come on this cartridge, the one that I'm most familiar with is the original Joe and Mac. I played this a ton when I had my original Super NES back in the day. Just a great game. I'm not going to go super in-depth on this because we have done so much in the terms of live streaming on this game. Definitely check out our live streams. I'll have them linked down below. So the tale of the story here, for those who don't know it, is you do have the overworld map, and then you have the individual levels, very similar to like Super Mario World or Super Mario 3. You can jump on enemies and it not kill them, and you can actually ride them like what I was just trying to do there. And then your basic weapon is a club, but you can get different upgrades for it. The sound effects in this game I have always thought were great. From when you get hit to when you hit other enemies. So now the reason why that egg is there is if you do something, I can't remember what it is, you actually get taken to a bonus level. So what I want to try to do is get the fireball there, because that is probably the best weapon in the entire game. So can I get it here? Here, it's an easy way to get it, is die and you can come back and get it that way. Now the fireball, while super powerful, you also have to wait for it to kind of burn out before you can throw another one. And if you press twice towards an enemy, you basically can run. And that's your normal jump, and if you press up and jump, you actually jump higher and do a spin attack. And we're gonna take on the first boss here in a second. Just a really, it's a fun, pretty game. You might want to say it's a pretty fun game. So while the fireball, like I say, has, it's a powerful attack, look how long I have to wait between shots to be able to take another shot at the Snorosaurus Rex. And you've got the enemy life meter right there that you can kind of see how you're doing. I've got 2 bars of life I've got to take from him now. Now there are 2 enemies later on that having the fireballs make your life a heck of a lot easier, and that is actually the next level main boss. There's like a, I kind of think of it as, from Little Shop of Horrors, what was her name? I can't think of it now. The plant basically in Little Shop of Horrors. Why am I drawing a blank? Leave it down in the comments. but you can defeat that plant a lot easier if you've got the fireball. And then there's a mammoth later on that you can beat too. Again, both of which you can see in our live streams. In each level, there are keys that you can get to. That's why you see the key X0 there. And if I had that, I could unlock the bridge or the green thing. If I were to go over and down, that would allow me to unlock that. There's a lot of different things to go through. You know, playthrough level is super high on this game. You can go back into levels, like I just went back here into the very first one. We're gonna pause. Unfortunately, on these cartridges, there is no easy way to get back to the main menu. I'm gonna hit the reset button and we're gonna hit Congo's Capers. And that's probably the one we're gonna spend the most time with because it's the one I think most of us are the least familiar with, and I actually haven't played yet. Now, I did forget to mention before we started that I am using the Retro-bit Mega Man Dual Link controller, and the system that we're using, this is actually the Gamerstech 16-bit HD. So depending on what system that you play it on, you may see some different color palettes, some different experience. I've been playing it on this system exclusively and been really happy, actually. I mean, it's looked quite good, I thought. Now make sure that you do stay subscribed to the channel because we will be doing a full-blown review of Retro-bit's own Super Retro Trio, and that will be able to play NES, Super NES, and Genesis games. So Congo's Capers. Kind of looks like he's a half man, half monkey to me. Definitely kind of kitty looking, actually. Very cute graphics. Almost reminds me a little bit of Sonic, though. So you can swing up and back and forth. That's jump, jump. So let me see if I can go back here. Does not seem, that I can run. Almost got him off of there to where I needed to get him to. All right. You have to, died there. So looks like easy way, or not easy way, but telltale way now to get through that is I need to bounce a bad guy down through the, down through those bricks. Oh, you can push them too. That's cool. So you basically stun them to begin with. Let's see. Oh, not quite. Oh, jumped way too high there. We'll do some live streaming on this game for sure because it's super cute. I'm digging it so far. Oh, that was pretty awesome. The game is super colorful and definitely, you know, I like the music. So I just unlocked something there. Let's see what happens. Ooh, I like that. I wonder if these diamonds are kind of like Mario's coins where you collect 100 and, yep, there's another life. Holy cow, you're getting a lot of bonuses there. So here's the thing, it's not that hard to unlock that dude and free him up. Why not just start you out with this many lives to begin with? Next. And pretty much drops you right back where I just started at the last checkpoint. I wish you could jump on the trees or something. You definitely have to make more unique usage of foes and enemies here than in the other games. And I actually hadn't tried that before from the earlier games, but you can jump on the pterodactyls just like in the other games to get further. I don't know if you just noticed, but the monkey just shook his butt at the camera. And we're through the second level pretty quickly there. The one thing I will say is that while I like the music, it seems awfully repetitive. So that's Congo's Capers, definitely cute. I would say if these were shoot 'em ups, it would be a cute 'em up. Now, moving on to the final game in the 3-pack is Joe and Mac 2. And I will say it's definitely different than the original. It's not more of the same. I would say, think of how different Super Mario 1 was from Super Mario 2, Super Mario 2 to Super Mario 3. There are aspects definitely that feel familiar, but it is a much different and a hell of a lot harder game. You can play at least the original Joe and Joe and Mac 2 simultaneous 2-player, which is pretty cool. So basically, in a nutshell, this guy came in and stole a crown at night. You can go into other huts and whatnot if you would like, or we're going to get into the main game. So L and R runs, B attacks, B jumps, and then Y attacks. They bred raptors. So you can see a lot of the similar enemies from the first game, but stuff like that snail almost reminds me of Adventure Island a little bit. Now this, if you watched our, down to collect it, our recent live stream, oh, now that I've eaten that, I can actually spit seeds at enemies. Pound you in the ground. And that's your checkpoint right there. And we'll go down here. Hey, jerk faces. So there we got a key that we can use later on. Joe, use the key. Like, okay, I guess we can use it right there. Now, I mean, you can see the character sprites and everything, you know, looks exactly like the first game. Which is a good thing. I always loved the animation in the first game. And now you can jump on the worm. And you have to jump on the worm to get across. Get past that crustacean looking thing. And I think here coming up is where I had problems the other night on the live stream. This cart is not easy. Prepare for a wild ride. See, because if you jump for those three and you do it too late, you miss and it kills you, and that's not good. I remember it took me like 5 or 6 tries the other night to try to get past that part. Again, great music, great backgrounds, great character design and everything on here. The enemies are tough but fair, I think. There's my checkpoint there. And we'll get some more life, although I was 100%. Now, I don't like the weapons as much in this one as the first one. I mean, I really, really liked the whole, you know, you had, oh, you dirty rotten. You know, between the, what you call it, the fireball, and you could get the wheels to attack people, and the bones. I like the weapons better in the first game. And much like the first game, the music is very repetitious. But I mean, the play control is good. The graphics are fun. It's an enjoyable game. I really like playing it. And here's our first enemy we're going to face. Because, or not enemy, but boss. We'll get you through to the end here of this first level. And I mean, it's really, the game is more of the same. It's continuing really on what the original game was. But taking it just, the levels are deeper, the action is deeper. This is tough because this jerk face is going to hit the Stegosaurus and wake him up and make him think that I did it. So you kind of have to decide when you are going to stop for food and when you're just going to keep going, because this guy is going to try to kill you. So, and that's where having the upgraded weapons definitely help, because you can attack from a distance. And there we go. Beat the Stegosaurus, and I got the stone. 6 more to go. Joe and Mac 2, this is just the start. And here's the cool thing too, is you get to kind of see the overworld map where you can travel all over the place. And then the world is pretty big. And here you can go ahead, here's our password. If you want to skip that first part and get straight to here you can do that for you. There are different shops you can go to as well. So you can trade, you know, I've got 20 meat, or 20 jumbo meat, 10 meat, 30 flowers. I can remodel, I can get melons. And then there's other ones here where you can travel around. Collect 7 rainbow stones before you face Gork. Here, take mine. So just like that, I've already got another rainbow stone. It pays to stop and check all of these out. This takes you back to where you're at. And this one lets you see many places, or you can just continue on to the next level. And this almost feels like Dragon Warrior a little bit to me. I think the animation is pretty funny, how you run around here. You can go into a village just like that. The Snowy Rockies. So there you have it, our recap and overview of Joe and Mac, the Ultimate Caveman Collection. And out of the different collections that Retro-bit has come out with recently, from the Data East Classics Collection to the Brawler's Pack to the Joe and Mac edition that we have here, this is probably my personal favorite because it has the games that I have the most direct connection to. I think most people have played at least one of these, and just for that nostalgia, I absolutely love this cartridge. I haven't done a whole lot of live streaming, and I'm working on that. Make sure you stay subscribed to the channel, that way you know when I am going live. But I've live streamed Joe and Mac a couple times already, and I'm going to do more. I want to beat this game because it's that much fun, and I really have enjoyed playing it. For the money, you get 3 games versus 4 and 5 on the 2 other Super NES cartridges. But again, for me, these are the games that I have the most direct connection to. So this, for me, out of all of them, it's by far my favorite. Again, due to familiarity. I hadn't played a lot of those games before. I do love side-scrolling beat-em-ups like Brawler Bros and, you know, that whole pack there. Reminds me of Final Fight or Double Dragon. Whereas this doesn't remind me of anything but Joe and Mac. It's a unique combat system. The second game is a lot harder than the first. And Congo's Capers was something, like I mentioned, I don't think a lot of people realize we're set in this universe. So if you're interested in this, if you have a Super NES or a Super Famicom clone, it'll work the same in either one of them. Like I say, I was using the GamersTech 16-bit HD for our tests here. I have tested out in actual hardware. Fits just fine in both a Super Famicom and a Super NES. Now, one thing I will say on the game cartridge itself is it does come with a little protective case on the bottom, and much like the other 2 cartridges, it is a tight fit out of the box. If you want to loosen it up, what I've done, I've actually just slid everything on and taken a hairdryer to it, and that really helps kind of free it up so it's not quite a forced fit onto the cartridge. But absolutely love the Joe and Mac Ultimate Caveman Collection. If you want to get one for yourself, what you can do, head on over to CastlemaniaGames.com. Check out my friend Ryan's storefront that he has there. And you can order it right through him. And if you use promo code ROX10, you'll save 10%, which is pretty cool. Also, free shipping and handling. It's another bonus that you get through CastlemaniaGames.com. And you get to help a local small business too. That's always a good thing. But these are my views of the Joe and Mac Ultimate Caveman Collection. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, or also go ahead, send me any questions that you might have to rocksolidmail@gmail.com. You can also hit me up on Twitter @RockSolidStudios, or we can also discuss this further on our Facebook page, facebook.com/RockSolidProductions. I would love to hear from absolutely everyone to kind of get your opinions on what you think. Do you want to see Retro-bit work with more publishers to bring back some of the classic games from the past? Like, one of the cool things that Retro-bit is doing right now too is exclusively through CastlemaniaGames.com right now, you can pre-order R-Type returns, which include Super R-Type and R-Type 3. You can also, for you NES clone fans out there, they are coming out with finally a US release of Holy Diver. Now, one thing on both of these cartridges, because they are limited editions, they are not eligible for the ROX10 promo code, just as a heads up on there. But they do come with a lot of really cool things. They haven't even announced everything that they're coming with yet. So make sure that you check out castlemaniagames.com. I'll have links down below to more information on both R-Type returns and Holy Diver. Finally, I do want to thank our Patreons for the month here. These are the fine folks that help keep the show on the air, help us get new and exciting equipment that we can keep bringing great reviews to you, in-depth content, how-tos. If you want to help support Rock Solid Productions, you can do so for as little as $1 a month. Just visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/rocksolid. And for patrons $1 and more a month, you get exclusive early access to all of our video content. And we are working right now to try to raise money to purchase a Super Analog NT for review here on the channel. And for patrons who donate $25 or more in a month, we'll also send you a free short sleeve Rock Solid Productions t-shirt. So some good bonuses out there for all of you too. Joe and Mac Ultimate Caveman Collection absolutely took me back to my teenage years. Me and Chris Springup sitting together, playing in my living room or his den and just having a great time. Highly recommend this game if you do have an NES, Super NES, I'm sorry, if you have a Famicom, Super Famicom, Super NES, or a clone system that'll play any of those games. Thanks for watching. See you soon.